Hello guys, welcome to today's video. If you're new here, my name is Dain Luka and I am a travel and lifestyle vlogger. I post new videos every Friday, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't know what that was about. So today's video is a little bit different. I recently travelled to Australia. I spent 5 weeks there travelling the East Coast, as a lot of people do. A lot of backpackers tend to go to the East Coast of Australia, me being one of them. One of the things that I got to do was the Fraser Island Tour, and I did this with Nomads. So I'd actually already booked my Nomads Fraser Island Tour before I went to Australia, and the reason I did that is just because I was on a bit of a tight schedule, but I wouldn't necessarily suggest that you have to book it. There's lots of travel companies that you can book these tours from when you land in Australia, such as Happy Travels. Also, most hostels will be able to book these tours for you. I'm also going to include a link down below to the tour that I actually did. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I usually tend to do like vlog style videos. However, on this one I didn't, because my camera just was broken. So I ended up just doing loads of GoPro footage, and I still wanted to share the video with you guys. So please stick around to see what you can expect if you do a Fraser Island tour. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. So if you plan on doing the one with Nomad, so that is consists of 3 days, 2 nights, and you get 2 options, either dormitory rooms or camping. I chose camping just because I, fancied a bit of a change from like dorms and stuff like that, and that's also a little bit cheaper. It was kind of like glamping almost, because you had like light in the tent. You also had plugs. It was pretty cool. I thought it was really clean. A lot of people actually complained about the dormitory rooms being too hot and a bit gross. So I actually felt like I got the better end of the stick in the camping. If you end up doing the Nomads tour, you'll more than likely end up staying at Nomads a day before and a day after the tour, just to like break it up. The night before you leave, they actually do a little prep in the hostel bar just to go through everything, like safety instructions, and then the next morning they arrange a coach for you to take you to Rainbow Beach. So a lot of tours actually either start from Noosa or Rainbow Beach. There's a lot of different tour operators on that run tours to Fraser Island, so I would have a look at those, or if you're not too bothered, I highly recommend the one that I did. I'd probably say it's like 18 to 30, 35. Tours are called tag-along tours, and essentially you are tagging along a driver that you have for the few days, and they're essentially your tour guide. So if you're over 21 and you bring your driving license, you can actually drive the 4x4 cars. I recommend doing that so much. It is a bit scary at first. I've never driven a 4x4 car like that, especially on the sand. So yeah, the first day when you arrive onto the island, it usually takes about 40-45 minutes to actually drive to the resort where you'll be staying, and then you head down to Lake Mckenzie. Now they do say this is the most difficult drive, so they say like get a confident driver to do this. It takes probably about an hour, and it's literally so bumpy. You can see the people sat in the back of the car getting thrown about everywhere. It's kind of funny as the driver. Now on the second day of the tour we started, it's a little cute little river called Eli Creek, and we basically walked up to the top of the creek and just kind of floated down, and then we headed down to a shipwreck, which was pretty cool. Now the weather is quite unpredictable, I found, so like sometimes you're literally driving on the beach and the waves can literally just be like smashing up against the car. And the other place we went to was a place called Indian Head, which is a cliff that we walked to the top of. And now I really liked this place. It did take about 10-15 minutes to like walk up a load of rocks, but we actually saw some sharks and stuff down in the waters below. Now the last place that you'll go to on the second full day is the champagne pools, which are these rock faces which waves kind of splash over, and it just gives the effect that it looks like champagne is rippling all over the water. Looks really cool. In actual fact, it did feel a bit dangerous to me, and I ended up actually, a bit gross, but I ended up kind of cutting a chunk of my foot out just because the rocks were so sharp, and yeah, it just wasn't pretty. And on the final day of the tour we ended up going to Lake Wabby, which is this beautiful green lake, and it's freshwater and it's literally like on the side of this massive sand dune. It's absolutely so random. Then it was time for us to return home. Now I actually loved this day so much just because a lot was going on. And when I say a lot was going on, what I mean by that is that we actually ended up getting stuck on Rainbow Beach. there was some flooding that was going along the main road, so the coach actually couldn't drive down there, which meant that we were able to drive the 4x4s down Rainbow Beach, which was amazing. So I was lucky enough to do the drive from Rainbow Beach back to Noosa. It took about an hour driving on the beach, and then we got a little ferry back and then on the main road, and it was just incredible. Like the waves and the wind was just like smashing the car. We had some like heavy like house and drum and bass music on, and it was just absolutely insane. So thank you for watching my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this useful, and I hope it's giving you some sort of perception on what it could look like if you went on a Fraser Island tour. As I said, please give this video a thumbs up, press subscribe if you want to see future videos. Leave me some comments down below if you'd like to ask me any questions. I'll try and answer them as best as possible. So yeah, take care guys, and I'll see you in the next video.